great to hear, child. Hello there, everyone. You guys can cheer more than that if you'd like. Oh, gosh, you're gonna make me blush under this mask. It's a beautiful day in the neighbor pool. A beautiful day to be Deadpool. It's story time. Story time. We got any fans of Mr. Rogers out there today? Oh, wow, all right. I'm a pretty big fan of Captain America myself. Are you all ready for story time? Well, that's good to hear because I certainly have a story to tell. Gosh, I love to talk. Today's story is a beloved bedtime classic, mashed up with a very profitable licensing agreement. You guessed it, it's Cinderpool. Feel free to keep cheering, for my thank you so much. Oh, that feels great for the self-esteem, thank you. And that doesn't work, very good. It's not like we have a Disney budget or anything. All right, let's see if we can find the opening word, shall we? Oh, look at these adorable pictures, by the way. Would you just look at Mary Poppins? And look, it's me and Wolvie on an adventure. Once upon a time. You know what? It just feels wrong when I'm doing it with myself. Why don't we all say it together, shall we? 3, 2, 1. Once upon a time. See, wasn't that fun and interactive when we're all in this together? For those of you that didn't participate, please get your heads in the game. Thank you very much. All right. Once upon a time, Cinderpool lived in a big mansion with his shiny-headed step professor and a bunch of hideous step mutants. The biggest one, Colossus, was always making up stupid rules that no one cared about. Like, please stop labeling other people's food in the fridge with your own initials. And for the love of Feige, stop Donald ducking around the house and put some trousers on. I never understood that rule. I always just referred to that as Winnie the Poohing it personally, but that's all right. The other main step mutant, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, such a cool name. She was always just texting and rolling her eyes. They were both super jealous because Cinderpool had a much, and I do mean much, larger fan base. Yeah, they don't call this story time with Negasonic Teenage Warhead and Colossus now, do they? Anyway, one day, an expendable non-union extra came running across the mansion grounds, screaming. King Thanos was planning the biggest battle of Phase 3. The last truly relevant phase. Cinderpool desperately wanted to go to this very relevant battle, but Colossus said, "No. Too dangerous. Cinderpool don't know how to be part of team." And then Colossus ripped up Cinderpool's nicest costume before Negasonic Teenage Warhead, I know, such a cool name, made it explode into 1,000,000 pieces with her mind powers. And then popped her gum. So Gen Z. On fleek, Sigma, no cap. Cinderpool felt very bummed and felt very vulnerable and exposed. Minus 100,000 aura, as Negasonic would say. Now that he had negative skibbity Ohio Riz or whatever these kids are saying these days. All right, that struck a chord with the audience. He ran out onto the mansion grounds, stumbling for dramatic effect. Oh, hello there, nice camera. When suddenly, a big, strange, sparkly circle appeared. And from out of that big, strange, sparkly circle walked out Cinderpool's fairy, hairy god mutants. Wow, you guys are big fans of sparkly circles, huh? Well, anyway, from outside of that strange, sparkly circle was Cinderpool's fairy, hairy god mutant, Wolverine. Come on now, Loki Bear, you have to actually step through the big, strange, sparkly circle, otherwise the audience isn't gonna know that you're here yet. Fine, whatever. What? Oh my goodness, look everyone, it's Wolverine! Wow, what an absolute loving surprise. Wait a minute. What happened to your cardigan, Loki Bear? I made you a matching cardigan just for you.
Oh, no, I shredded that.
Wow, that was not very demure of you at all, Wolvie. Yeah, very ungrateful. I agree, kid in the green t-shirt. Well, that's all right. We can continue anyway. Oh, fairy, hairy, god mutant Wolverine. I desperately want to go to the big battle, but my mean step mutants vaporize my costume.
Shut up!
Growled Wolverine lovingly.
What?
Well, I need a new costume. I have to go to the big battle.
Just get off me.
Okay.
Just get another costume then. And stop writing me into these stories.
Wow, okay. Well, after that very sage and somewhat Australian advice, if I'm being honest, Cinderpool headed off to the wardrobe department to get a freshly laundered costume, and then went to the big battle. Cinderpool missed most of it, though, because he stopped for some delicious chimichangas along the way. Yeah, you know, priorities. I know, kid, I know. But rest assured, when Cinderpool got there, the Avengers were still winning. Captain America looked so cool and so ruggedly handsome in those pants. Oh, I love Mr. Rogers, don't you? And meanwhile, Cinderpool's fairy, hairy, handsome god mutant Wolverine was...
I'm going to Pim's. I can't do this.
Oh, okay. You guys can clap for him if you'd like. Oh. Gosh, isn't he dreamy? I thought he was gonna help me out for more of this story, but to be honest, I don't think Disney had the rights to him back then anyway, so it's fine. We're glad we have you now, though, Logie Bear. Well, anyway, as Cinderpool was finally fleeing, he saw these aliens fleeing away in defeat as Wolverine was taking pictures with more guests. He saw something on the steps of one of the spaceships. It was a single glove. And a high five for a child. There you go. You're welcome for the core memory, kid. Wow, this glove was so fancy. Big and gold with beautiful jewels. I think there were 6 of them, not that that's really relevant information. I wonder who this fits, thought Cinderpool before trying it on. After some clicking, whizzing, and whirring, it adjusted right to Cinderpool's arm. Then, out of nowhere, Iron Man came flying in out of left field, screaming, "Hey, please take that off. This is my sacrifice to make, okay? I really don't want to be Iron Man until I'm 90. In fact, I would rather be doomed than be Iron Man again. Doomed, I tell you." Trust me, I am just as confused as you guys are. And then other, much less relevant Avengers came running in too, saying things like, "Please put that down, that's not a toy, whatever you do, do not snap." So obviously, Cinderpool snapped. Oh, Cinderpool snapped a bunch, both physically and mentally, mind you. And the weirdest thing happened. It was probably unrelated to Cinderpool's actions, but half of everyone kept disappearing, and then reappearing, and then disappearing again. So many people were crying, especially that baby in the second row. And you know what? Tony said I love you like 3,000 times, which was kind of mushy, to be honest. But eventually, everyone did come back. Well, everyone except for those that texted and called during a movie theater experience. We didn't want them back. But everyone else did. But suddenly, the Avengers tackled Cinderpool, ripped off his new favorite glove, and when they went on to remake the movie, they CGI'd Tony's head onto Cinderpool's majestic body, and it went on to become the most profitable film in the Feige cinematic universe. The FCU, as I like to call it. I'm still workshopping that acronym. I feel like there's just one too many letters. Anyway. Everything honestly worked out for old Cinderpool, because Cinderpool went on to start his own, even more successful franchise. Yeah! That's right. Who's relevant now? It was so successful, in fact, that Cinderpool was eventually invited to be part of the Avengers Endgame 2. Electric Boogaloo, yeah. In theaters at some unannounced point. Well, thank you all for joining me for another illustrious story time with your new favorite Disney princess, Deadpool.